Okay, here we go. So it is a reading time. Reading time. Now today's focus is going to be pretty amazing. Because you know what? You can sound like a teacher. So you guys have been doing really good about reading and knowing that you need to be looking at your books and knowing that you can read by looking at the picture and by looking words all around us, right? There's words everywhere. And that sometimes we can look at pictures because pictures will help us read. But now that we know how to read pictures, we need to now sound like a teacher. So one of the things that we can work on being a teacher is having your eyes on your book. So when you're reading, your eyes are on the book, okay? So that way you can see that you're reading those words and you're not getting lost. Also, another thing that you can do while you're reading is you read nice, loud, and clear voice so that everyone that is listening to your story is able to hear you, okay? Another thing that you can do is sound confident and knowledgeable. So if you reread a book, you know what's going to happen, right? Most of it, you're going to know what's going to happen. So you sound confident and knowledgeable, like, hey, I know what happens in this book. I've read it many times. I am knowledgeable. That means that you know a lot about it and you're confident. You're very confident and believe in what you're reading, okay? And then you're going to sit up nice and straight like these two little girls here. They're sitting, if you're on the floor, your back is nice and straight as you're reading. And then you're also, if you're sitting at a desk like I am, you're sitting up nice and straight and at your desk. Okay, so I'm going to model for you how it looks like to sound like a teacher. Okay, and one of the books that we read a little bit ago was one of the piggy and elephant stories. Okay, so today I'm going to read you one of those books, and I know you guys love the piggy and elephant books. So I'm going to read this story, and I'm going to show you how to sound like a teacher. Okay, and remember, I'm going to do all these things that I just told you. I'm going to keep my eyes on the book, okay, as I'm reading. I'm going to have a loud voice and clear voice so everybody can hear me. I'm going to sound confident and knowledgeable as best as I can. And then I'm going to sit up nice and straight so that everybody can see my book. Because if I'm slouching like this, they're not going to be able to see. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what I'm going to show you just right now. So let me stop sharing so that way you can only see me, and this is the book I am going to read to you, okay? All right, so if I'm reading this book to you, would it be a good idea if I'm like this? I'm sorry, you are sorry, very sorry. Oh, tell me, Maggie, can you unmute yourself? Is that a good way to sound like a teacher?
No.
No, right? No. Because then nobody can see your book. You're not really looking at anybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me anything I was saying, Maggie? Was it hard to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And then I'm not showing anybody of my pictures, right? You need to see the picture so that everybody can see the beautiful story, right? They can hear it and then they can see it, right? And then I'm sitting up nice and tall. I have my book up so everybody can see, and I'm going to be looking at my book as I'm reading, okay? That's very important, okay? You're looking at your book as you're reading, all right? Then my voice is going to be nice and loud and clear, okay? We don't want to be sounding like this, that nobody can really hear me. And if I'm hiding behind my book, nobody can really hear me either. So it's always nice to be like this, okay? Just like this. I'm going to read you this beautiful story, and everything I do today is what I want you to practice doing today is sounding like a teacher when you read. Remember, we look at our book, okay? Look with our eyes. We show our book to everybody. Our backs are nice and straight if we're sitting in a chair, or if we're sitting on the floor, our backs are nice and straight still. Our book is up so everybody can see it, and then our voices are gonna change depending on what's going on in the story, right? If I see Piggy has an expression of he's screaming, I'm gonna be having a very loud voice. But if I see if he's whispering, I'm gonna have a very quiet voice. So here we go. I'm gonna read you this story. It says, I love my new toy. I love my new toy. An Elephant and Piggy book by Mo Willems. Clearing my voice so you can hear me. There we go. It says, hi, Piggy. What are you doing? Look at my new toy. I love my new toy. Look at that. He really loves it. He's hugging it so tight. What does it do? I have no idea. Maybe it's a throwing toy? I love throwing toys. Look at his face. I love it. Here, try it. Yes. Look how excited he is. Look at his face. He's like, yes. Ding, zip. Nice throw. Thanks. I'm looking up at the sky at it. Here it comes. Zoom. Break. What? Oh, that's so sad. Look at that. It broke. I broke your toy. You broke my toy. My new toy. I am mad. He's mad. He's super mad. And sad. I am mad and sad. Oh, look at that. He's mad and sad. I'm sorry, says Elephant. You are sorry? Very sorry, says Elephant. I do not care. My new toy is broken. Oh. And you broke it. Both crying. Cool. You have a break and snap toy. Break and snap toy. Look at them. They're like, what? What's going on? A break and snap toy? Snap. That is a fun toy, says the squirrel. Enjoy. Break. Snap. Break. Snap. Look at he's having fun with the break and snap toy. Do you want to play with my new toy? No. You do not want to play with my new toy? I do not want to play with your new toy. Nope. Look at that. I want to play with you. Friends are more fun than toys. Oh, look at that. That's so sweet. Oh, friends are more fun than toys. Isn't that a fact? You're it. No, you are. The end. All right. And that is how you sound like a teacher. Okay. I want you to think about, what did you see me doing? Okay. And I'm going to call on a couple of kiddos. So I'm going to call on Nizaya. Only your microphone, Nizaya. Can you tell me what you saw me doing? What are the things that you noticed when I was reading the story of I Love My New Toy? Can you tell me what you noticed? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I noticed that the elephant wanted to play with his friend.
Yeah, he did, huh? But can you tell me something that you saw me doing when I was reading? Can you tell me something I was doing? Was I being quiet?
Yeah.
I was? Or was I using a lot of expression while I was reading?
Using a lot of expression.
Right, I was, huh? Because I was acting like the characters. I was acting like the elephant, and then I was acting like the piggy, because when elephant would get upset and piggy would get upset, would my voice change in my face?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's what good teachers do. Their voices changes to the character. So that way, when you're listening to my story, you know what's going on, right? Kind of like a movie, right? Thank you, Nizaya. You may mute yourself. Leah, can you tell me one thing you saw that I was doing as I was reading the book? What is one thing that you noticed?
You were showing the book at the kids at us so we can see.
Yes, I was. I was still looking at my book, but then I would go ahead and make sure I was showing my pictures to you, right? So you readers could see it, right? Thank you, Leah. Oh, wonderful observation. Great. Let's see. I'm going to ask Beth. Beth, what did you see? What did you notice when I was reading my story to you? Can you turn on your microphone, Beth? What is one thing that you noticed I was doing? Was I slouching like this as I was reading? Or was I nice and tall?
You were staying nice and tall.
I was sitting up nice and tall, right? I wasn't going, yeah, let me read this story to you. Here we go. No, right? Is this the way I should be, Beth? Slouching? No, not when I want to sound like a teacher, right? I need to sit up nice and tall, show my book, my voice is loud. My voice is gonna change on what's going on in the characters, right? Look at, they have lots of expression. Look at, when he was mad, my voice went loud. So you could see that, right? Yeah. So those are the things that what I want you to do today is practicing using your voice. So when you're reading this with your family, with your mom or dad, or your brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, I want you to sound like a teacher. And this is how you can sound like a teacher, is by looking at that book, sharing your book nice and tall, sitting up nice and straight, feeling confident, sounding nice and clear so everybody can hear you. Even if you're not sharing the book to somebody, even if, let's say, I wasn't going to share, but I wanted to sound like a teacher by myself, I could sit up nice and tall like the little girl. I'll show you again so you can see. You can sit up just like this little girl here on the floor, right here. This little girl right here, she's sitting, but her back is still nice and straight. You can read your book just like that. and still use a nice, look at this little boy, his eyes are on the book. This little girl right here, her voice is nice and clear so everybody can hear her. And then if you are showing your book and reading it to somebody, look, it should be like that, kind of like me, nice and tall and straight. And if you're not sharing it with somebody, but you still want to sound like a teacher because you want to sound like one, right? You sit up nice and straight, either on the floor or at your desk, okay? So today, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to grab a book. And if you are home with a family member, please read to them like a teacher. I want you to practice and read to them like a teacher. So I'm going to give 5 minutes. Get whatever book, your favorite book at home, okay? Favorite book or any book I gave you from the library or printed out, anything you want. And remember, we can read the pictures. We can say what's going on. Look at that, right? We can say what we are seeing in the pictures because we can read pictures. Even though we can't read words yet, because we are, we can still read the pictures, okay? And you can read the pictures and tell your person that you are reading to sound like a teacher, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to grab a book and go ahead and practice that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, practice for 5 minutes, reading and sounding like a teacher.